Hello, everyone. So, welcome to Module 2 of Web Design Agency Mentoring Masterclass. What exactly are we doing? You know, what is a web agency and how is it different from web designer? Okay, we have web design and we have web agency. A web designer is someone who builds websites and maintain websites. It does the actual work of, you know, putting together a website. A web agency, on the other hand, is more like what I would call a contractor. A web agency gets the job. The focus of web agency is marketing, okay? And a full-fledged web agency does more than marketing. They provide web hosting infrastructure, domain registration infrastructure. So web agency will register your domain name for you and also help you host your website, and also get your job done using website designers. We decided to separate the two because a lot of people are looking for something profitable, easy. I mean, something that has a low barrier to entry that they can do, you know, to improve their finances. That is where a web agency comes in. So a lot of people don't have the time or the patience to learn website design or to start designing websites. You get it? So if you don't have the time to learn web design or to start building websites, you can actually what's it called? Focus your attention on building a web agency and then getting web designers to do the job for you. You can run this alongside whatever it is that you are currently doing. So a lot of people are saying, I'm looking for a side hustle. What can I do? I mean, to add, if you take website design as a side hustle and you are getting web design jobs and you are going to be doing the website, you definitely may never have time for whatever it is you are currently working on. You are going to end up taking either of the two. If you find the web design as more rewarding, you probably just switch and turn your other career to a side hustle or leave it altogether. So a web agency, number one, is that it has a low barrier to entry. You don't need to know how to design websites before you can start your own web agency. We've made it possible for everyone, every Nigerian, to be able to start a web agency. However, you cannot sell something you have absolutely no idea of. And that's where this class comes in. One, we'll give you the important knowledge that you need to have to run a successful web agency. The important things you need to know to defend projects, to source and defend projects. So that when you are talking, you are not talking like a novice. So whether you know how to design website or not, you can start, and run a successful web agency. Once you give you all these tips and terms and knowledge, of the important things you need to know. That's all. Once you have that, you are good to go. And we will hold you by the hand till you succeed. All right. And one difference between the two is that um, a web designer cannot scale because you are the one doing the whole thing by yourself. So you are the business, you are the one running everything, you are the one building the website. So it's just like somebody who has a handwork, an artisan. You cannot scale that kind of thing. But you can scale a web agency, okay, by incorporating smart and creative, innovative marketing strategies. All right. So a web agency can scale, but web design service, if it's just purely that you are a web designer, you cannot scale that. Okay. So Um, as a matter of fact, you need to upgrade. A web designer needs to upgrade to the level of a web agency to be able to scale. All right. If you go approach a web designer, they will tell you, go and buy your domain name, go and buy this, go and buy your web hosting, blah blah blah, and then they just do the job, and then they, okay, give me your server, give me your server address, let me upload their job and everything. That's it. So, but a web agency owns or provides that web hosting infrastructure. A web agency provides that domain name registration infrastructure and many other things.